Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bob Broderdorf.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. The video you just saw is more than a glimpse of our history. It's a reminder of Alfa Romeo stands for performance and exclusivity. While Alfa Romeo has always stood for standout performance, it has, by design, never been a mass market brand here in the US. Take a look at our history. Take the Alfa Romeo Tipo 33 Stradale, a street legal version of the Tipo 33 sports prototype. Only 18 of these vehicles built between 1967 and 69. Tipo 33 is widely regarded as one of the rarest and most beautiful cars in the world. Its finite production has only added to its allure. Then in 2003 at the Frankfurt Motor Show, the 8C Competizione was revealed to the public as a concept car. A few years later, the official announcement was made that 8C would enter production as a 2008 model year vehicle. Once the news dropped, we received 1,400 orders, 400 more than we were slated for production. Only 500 lucky customers ended up with an 8C. Then we offered another 500 builds of an 8C Spider, bringing the production total to just 1,000 cars. Now recently, we brought Alfa Romeo back to the US. It was the first time this century that we brought volume cars to the marketplace, the Giulia and the Stelvio. These vehicles were distinctly Alfa Romeo in the way they looked and the way they performed. Now we're circling back, revisiting the collectability that made Alfa Romeo so special. At the Chicago Auto Show earlier this year, we announced that a limited 2020 model year 4C Spider Italia would be available in North America. And each of those are already spoken for. So what's next? Our volume nameplates, they're going to enjoy the same top-end exclusivity. But remember, it's not just limited productions that are the hallmark of this brand. As I said before, Alfa Romeo always has and always will stand for performance. It's not just a standard, it's a staple, a mandatory element woven into the DNA of our vehicles. It's why we're only one of 7 automakers competing in F1. That, of course, is on the track. And on the streets, performance is represented by our QVs. When you see the iconic green 4-leaf clover, it signifies a vehicle that delivers over 500 horsepower, best-in-class power-to-weight ratio. You can be certain of high-level performance and unwavering control. Now, here today, we're unveiling 2 special limited production Quadrifoglio vehicles. Ladies and gentlemen, Stelvio and Giulia Quadrifoglio Nring. Just as the QV's 4-leaf clover badge serves as a tell you're driving something powerful, its unique matte gray paint signals your vehicle is exceptional. Use of this paint color is a first ever for Alfa in the US. Both vehicles are dripping with carbon fiber accents throughout the exterior and the interior. As you'll see, an exposed carbon fiber roof crowns Giulia, while carbon fiber side sills flank Stelvio. And a serialized number inlay is featured on the passenger console. Since the beginning of racing, vehicles were built to beat records. And as an automaker, you're either in or you're out. And I can tell you, Alfa Romeo is all in. Committed to beating records, committed to producing vehicles that make the hair on the back of your neck tingle. The two cars you see here celebrate our success at the famed and historical Nürburgring, one of the longest, most tradition-steeped, challenging, and busiest racetracks in the world. Due to the overwhelmingly positive response in Europe for these additions, we knew we had to bring them back to North America. Not only do these vehicles represent current generation of Alfas, but they celebrate the past as well. In 1935, when Alfa Romeo went to the German Grand Prix at the Nürburgring, we were up against stiff competition from the German Silver Arrows. Not only did the Alfa Romeo P3 go on to win the race at the Nürburgring, it racked up 16 victories that year alone. As only Alfa Romeo would do, we knew that we had to return to the most difficult testing ground Germany could throw at us, and we had to succeed. These cars, they celebrate our racing heritage. We didn't go there with a professional driver, no. We took one of our own engineering employees. He wasn't wearing a fancy race suit stitched with sponsored logos. In fact, he was wearing jeans and a t-shirt. And that's all we needed to break the record at the time. In September 2016, the Giulia Quadrifoglio set the record for the fastest four-door production sedan, beating the previous record holder, the Porsche Panamera Turbo. This set the bar high for what we had to accomplish with Stelvio. 1 year later, Stelvio Quadrifoglio set the record as the fastest four-door production SUV. Giulia held that record for 2 years solid. Stelvio held the record for over a year as well. While we don't currently hold the Nürburgring records, we're okay with that. There's always comes a point when you need a current record to be broken so you can raise the stakes again and break it again. We don't run away from competition, we welcome it. And that is really the essence of what Alfa Romeo is all about. Our brand is one that will strive to raise the bar. We're a brand that was built by people with a passion for performance, for people with a passion for performance. For people who aren't satisfied with the status quo. We're proud of our accomplishments. We're proud that the record breaking was done in production cars by an Italian engineering employee. Absolutely no gimmicks. And that says something. Speaking of no gimmicks, there have been zero changes to the mechanics of these vehicles. Because in our eyes, as Quadrifoglios, they don't need to be modified. They're already perfect. They're the exact same builds that set the records. These vehicles represent an ode to the Nürburgring and represent a visual statement of the success that we've achieved there. Now you know that we love the automotive press, but we love our customers more. And with that in mind, I'm sorry to tell you, you're technically not the first to see these vehicles on American soil. Last night, we held a private event with a guest list almost as exclusive as these Alfa Romeos themselves. Reservations have already been taken, and the vehicles have already been allocated. The cars that are in front of you today are hyper-exclusive vehicles, rare weapons in our arsenal. Only 110 will ever grace North American soil. 55 Giulia, 55 Stelvio. Those in the know these vehicles are instant collector items. They bring a fresh face to a category stagnant from the old guard. Owning one of these Alfa Romeos speaks volume to the appreciation of superior performance and the indulgence of owning an icon. As they say, history has a way of repeating itself. Thank you for your time.
You are now welcome to join Bob on stage.